Hi, my name is Fiona Kane from Informed Health. I'm a nutritionist and holistic counsellor. And welcome to private practice today. Joe has invited me to talk about being a nutritionist, so that's what I'll be talking about with you today. So essentially the field of nutrition is a little bit of a confusing one because there's lots of people in it, and there's different qualifications and there's different emphasis on what people do. The main distinction is you have allied health, which are dietitians who can also call themselves nutritionists, and you've got complementary health, which includes a whole bunch of like nutritional medicine practitioners, nutritionists, that kind of thing, and also naturopaths often do nutrition as well. So you've basically got your allied health or your complementary health. And the truth is that they can be quite similar in what they do and quite different. So there's not a one size fits all where these guys only do that and these guys only do that. It's quite sort of all over the place with what people do, because really as individuals, what we choose to do in our nutrition practice or kind of what we believe in or our emphasis, it can be a little bit different. The main thing to communicate to clients, I think clients, on my website, it'll have all of the information about my qualifications, my association memberships, that kind of thing. I think that's important that people know what that is. And I think that the only other thing really is to communicate to clients what it means for them from a payment point of view, whether or not they're going to be covered by Medicare. Allied health is covered by Medicare and healthcare plans, which is dietitians, and they're also covered through a lot of health funds. With complementary health, we're only covered through health funds, and there's probably about 10 funds that cover nutrition at the moment. So that's the main difference of people understanding, what it's going to cost them, if they're going to get rebates, that kind of thing. Other than that, really, as long as you have a qualification and you're registered with a good quality association, then I think that really doesn't matter. It's more about you do what you do best, and clients will be attracted to whoever it is they're attracted to, which is perfectly fine. So besides having those clear differences and distinctions listed on my website, all that information for people to know about it, I think spending half an hour explaining to clients the difference between a dietitian and a nutritionist or naturopath for that matter is really confusing. You're going to do someone's head in, because really it's like, oh, but you do that, but they do that. Am I missing out? It's really confusing, because if you find it confusing, if we find it confusing within our profession, which we do, and even I'm a nutritional medicine practitioner, and I qualified I think just over 10 years ago. And when I qualified, or that group of practitioners that came out at that time, it was actually fairly new qualification at the time. So we've just been figuring out where we're at. And even within our group, we do things a little bit differently. So, and I've talked to my dietitian friends, and they do things sometimes, some quite similar to what I do and some quite differently. So it's not as clear cut as dietitians do this and nutritionists do that. It's really not. So I think that when you're marketing your business, I think the best approach, besides just being really clear about who you are, what your qualification is just letting people know what you do and how you do it. Because essentially people are attracted to, not just what you do, but they're attracted to who you are, which is why in my business I do a lot of video marketing. I do Facebook Lives and those kinds of things. And I write blogs, and I get my opinion out there, and I'm establishing myself as a nutrition expert. I also do a little bit of radio, that kind of thing. But essentially what you're doing is you're saying, this is my opinion, this is what I do, this is how I can help. And you're getting your personality across too. And people really are drawn to who you are. They really are drawn to your personality. And I think that if your marketing is focused on what you do, and what you can do, and maybe what you do that might be different, although that's so variable. It depends on what that is. I suppose for me, my difference is that I'm also a holistic counsellor, and so that is my difference, is that I approach nutrition from a very different point of view. So I work a lot with people on emotional eating and what gets in the way of healing. Like why do they know what they should be doing, but they're not doing it anyway? And what's all that head stuff that's getting in the way? So I suppose that's where my point of difference is, and so I focus on that a lot, and I promote that a lot, because that's what I do that's a little bit different. So I really think that promoting yourself as a nutritionist, it's really about finding out what you love to do, what you do best, and you focus on that, and you communicate to the public what that is that you do. And I think if you do that and you do that well, you'll be fine with your communicating and with your pretty much your promotion of who you are. The other thing too is that ultimately whatever your qualification is, if our focus is on outcomes, our focus is on healthy clients. But what I want is my clients to be feeling happy and healthy when they're finished working with me. And I want them to, they're my walking billboards, right? You cannot find a more powerful marketing tool than a happy client. So you've got your walking billboards out there saying how much support you gave them, or how much better they feel, or how much better their energy is, or how clearer they are about what they should be doing, whatever it is. But they're your walking billboards. So really just focus on being the best practitioner you can be. Focus on really looking after your clients, and ensure that the message you get across in your marketing is what you do and how you can help. Because essentially when people are looking for help, they're looking at what's in it for me. And the kind of things that people search are things like IBS diets, or celiac disease, or celiac diet, or whatever. And so you've got to make sure that you are very clear in what you can do that can help those people, which is why it's really good to place yourself as the expert. So whether it is on your blog, on your website, offer downloads or ebooks and do videos, that kind of thing. Because essentially I believe that if you offer some really, really good value stuff for free, then people are more likely to value and think, wow, this person's great. If they do this for free, imagine the value I could get if I paid for their service. So I think there's nothing wrong with offering free things from that perspective. Not a whole bunch of free consultations. I don't think that's helpful. That doesn't work. But certainly if you've got free downloads, ebooks, great information on your blog, some really good videos about, how to deal with bloating, or how to deal with this, or how to deal with that, whatever it is that you do in your business, I really find that if your marketing is focused on education, so education about nutrition and health itself, and then education about what you can do and how you can help, I think that's the best way to market what you do. So I hope you found that really helpful, and thank you for tuning in today. Thank you. Bye.